You're doing what every fitness article tells you to do. You walk. Maybe every day, maybe for months. But when you look in the mirror, that ring of fat around your stomach is still sitting there like it signed a lease. Your legs feel tired. Your step count looks great. Your belly? Unbothered. It's tempting to think, walking just doesn't work for me. My age/genetics/hormones are the problem. The truth is harsher and kinder at the same time. Walking works. The way most people do it doesn't. Walking can burn visceral belly fat, lower cortisol, improve insulin sensitivity, but only if you stop making a few very common mistakes. In this video, we'll go through 5 walking mistakes that quietly stop belly fat from burning, and how to fix each one starting today. No new equipment, no extra hours, just smarter use of what you're already doing. Let's start with the one almost everyone makes. Mistake 1. Walking at one comfortable speed. Most people do this. You leave the house, find a pace that feels nice, and stay there for 30 minutes. You come home thinking, great, I did my walk. Your body does not agree. Your body is like a smart AC. When the room is too hot, the AC works hard. When the temperature stabilizes, it switches to low power mode. Your heart and muscles are similar. First few minutes of a faster pace, your body responds. Higher heart rate, more effort, more fat being mobilized. Then you settle into one easy speed, your heart rate stabilizes, your muscles find a rhythm, your body flips to energy-saving mode. Fat burning, which was climbing in the first 10 to 15 minutes, starts to drift down. Stay at that same comfortable pace the whole time, and by minute 20 your body is barely trying. You thought you were burning fat the entire walk. Your body stopped pushing long before you did. The fix: interval walking. You don't need fancy apps. Use a simple pattern. 2 minutes fast enough that finishing a full sentence is a bit hard. 1 minute at your normal comfortable pace. Repeat. This fast, slow, fast pattern keeps your body from getting too comfortable. Research shows interval walking can burn significantly more fat than walking at one constant speed in the same amount of time. Starting today, don't let your walk be one long lullaby. Change gears every 3 minutes. Mistake 2. Stopping before the fat-burning window. A 10 to 15-minute walk is good for your mood, your heart, and your joints. For belly fat, it's barely the warm-up. Think of your body as having 2 fuel tanks. Tank 1, sugar, glycogen, easy to use, burns first. Tank 2, fat, harder to access, burns later. In the first 15 to 20 minutes of walking, your body is mostly using tank 1. Only after that does tank 2, your fat stores, really start to open up. By around 30 to 40 minutes, fat burning is at its peak. If you stop at 15 minutes, you often stop right before that door fully opens. You're walking, yes, but mostly burning sugar, not much belly fat. Now think about how many times you've cut a walk short because you were too busy at the 15 or 20-minute mark. Every time, your body was standing at the fat-burning door and you turned around. The fix: aim for at least 30 minutes. The sweet spot for belly fat is usually 35 to 45 minutes of walking. If 30+ minutes at once feels impossible, do 2 20-minute walks. Each one starts the fat-burning engine again. The goal is not punishment. It's giving your body enough time to actually reach the fuel you want it to use. Mistake 3. Turning your walk into a stress session. Walking is supposed to lower stress hormones like cortisol, but many people accidentally walk in a way that pushes cortisol up. Power walking at full speed first thing in the morning when you're already rushing, or walking while staring at your phone, scrolling news, arguments, social media. Here's why that's a problem. Cortisol naturally peaks in the first hour after waking, then slowly falls. Hammering your body with intense effort right at that peak is like yelling at a nervous system that's already on edge. Your phone, especially social media and news, activates your amygdala, the brain's fear center. Even while your legs are moving to relax, your brain is processing stress. Result: your legs are doing a fat-burning activity, but your brain is sending fat-storing signals. Your body listens to your brain more than your steps. The fix: keep morning walks gentle. Think relaxed pace, sunlight, breathing, not a death march. Save harder intervals for later in the day, when cortisol is already trending down. For at least part of your walk, go phone-free. Put it in your pocket, screen off. If you need music, set a playlist and don't touch the screen. No scrolling, no doom scrolling, No constant checking. Even 10 to 15 minutes of undistracted, calmer walking can drop cortisol far more than the same walk done while being mentally attacked by your feet. If you want your walk to burn belly fat, your brain and your body need to be walking in the same direction. Mistake 4. Drinking the wrong thing before you walk. What you drink before your walk matters more than most people think. Millions of people grab a strong coffee on an empty stomach or a juice/sugary drink and then head out, convinced they're in fat-burning mode. Here's the issue. Coffee on an empty stomach can spike cortisol up to 30%. You just sent a loud "store fat around the belly" message right before your fat-burning session. Sugary drinks cause an insulin spike. Insulin is the hormone that tells your body, lock the fat stores, use this sugar instead. Think of cortisol and insulin as two locks on the fat-burning door. Cortisol lock 1, insulin lock 2. If you drink heavy coffee plus sugar before your walk, you've closed both locks and then gone for a walk hoping the door was open. The fix: before a fat-burning walk, stick to plain water or unsweetened green tea. Green tea contains L-theanine, which can actually help gently lower stress. If you really need coffee, have it later, at least 60 to 90 minutes after waking, and not loaded with sugar. Never start a belly fat walk with juice, soda, or sweet coffee. You're locking the door you're trying to open. Mistake 5. Being intense, but not consistent. Here's the pattern so many people fall into. Get motivated. Walk hard for 3 to 4 days. Life gets busy. Skip a few. Start again next week. Skip again. Walking doesn't work for me. Inside your body, something else is going on. Your ability to burn fat efficiently depends on certain enzymes, like lipoprotein lipase, getting activated and staying active. In the first week of consistent daily walking, they're just waking up. By week 2, they're ramping up. By week 3, they're finally running at full power. But when you skip 3 or more days, those enzymes start going back to sleep. Your fat-burning engine cools down. When you restart, you're warming it up all over again from near zero. So when people say, "I walked for 2 weeks and nothing happened, so I stopped," they don't realize they quit exactly when their body was about to turn the corner. The fix: walk every day if your body allows, even on busy days. On good days, 30 to 40 minutes with some intervals. On crazy days, 10 to 15 minutes easy. Enough to keep the engine warm. Think consistency over intensity. A 30-minute walk every day will always beat a 1-hour walk 3 times a week when it comes to building a fat-burning system your body can trust. Bringing it together. Your walks were never wasted. They've already helped your heart, mood, and energy. But for belly fat, these 5 mistakes have probably been blocking a lot of the progress you deserved. 1. Comfortable speed the whole time. Stopping before the fat-burning window. Turning walks into cortisol spikes, stress plus screens. Locking fat burning with coffee or sugar first. Going hard, then disappearing. The good news? You don't have to fix everything overnight. If you change just 3 things starting today, add simple intervals, 2 minutes faster, 1 minute normal. Walk at least 30 minutes total. Keep your phone and sugary drinks out of your fat burn walk. You'll already be sending your body completely different signals. We're moving. We're safe. You can finally start using this fuel you've been guarding. Your body isn't against you. It's been protecting you in the only way it knows. Now you're teaching it a new way to feel safe, 1 step at a time.